Okay, so let's get started. Usually I come on after the video has played that gives you a little bit of an idea of my background, my story, but I guess I'm going to be delivering that, and hopefully I don't bore you too much with that. No? All right. So, for me, I started in the industry, in the health industry, a long time ago. Do you guys remember those Weeder magazines? Gee whiz, it must have been like 25 years ago that I was looking at them, maybe more. And actually, probably about 30 years ago. So when I was about 14 or 15, I was on the soccer field. I was a bit of a small stature, and I was looking to build muscle to keep up with these guys that were bigger. I mean, you look at me, I'm a little guy, and I started to work out, reading these Weeder magazines, and trying to determine how I can build muscle, how I can put on weight. And I started to use protein powders, but I'm a little bit of an obsessive personality, and I wanted to know how. I wanted to know why. And I started to read into this stuff and start to research it at grade 10, grade 11. I started picking up science books, trying to determine how these things would work to build and to create anabolic drive, to prevent catabolism. We've heard these terms before, right? And I actually became quite successful at unwinding some of these nutritional tricks. And it wasn't too long before I started building muscle, and I became addicted to the workouts and fitness. And by grade 12, all of a sudden, I'm in grade 12 and I'm starting to look at competing as a bodybuilder. When I finished high school, I went straight into the University of British Columbia, and my curriculum was based on biochemistry and nutritional sciences. And the reason at the time was, forget health, I just want to get big, strong, and perform. I mean, that was a young man looking to perform and looking to optimize my physical capacity. And so, year one, year two, I started to apply what I learned to my bodybuilding career, and I started to excel in bodybuilding. By the time I was 19 or 20, I was competing against men, but I was naive. I'm this 19-year-old guy. I'm doing my thing, just rushing along. I get on stage, do my thing, and then, okay, whatever, got my trophy, go back to the grind, because I was interested in I was my own guinea pig. I was more interested in the process than the stage. And it wasn't too long before, in 1989 or 90, I won Mr. Vancouver, Mr. BC, but I was winning, and I was winning the overall titles and Mr. Most Muscular and all these things. And again, I was naive. I'm competing against these guys that are 250 pounds, 6 feet tall, and this little guy's coming in with this mass, until I actually one day looked in the mirror and said, okay, I get it.